All right, we got a new set. We are playing Pioneer with the Avatar cards. This is our mana base really quick, but we've got a greedy 4-color Omnath pile. So yeah, let's get into it. Shared Roots is a new rampant growth, also a lesson. Means we can get it from the sideboard with our learn cards. We got Professor of Symbology just as a 2-drop, and Divide by Zero as a bounce spell. Airbender Ascension is sort of like a tempo play. Also lets us reset our own creatures and recast them, which will definitely be relevant. Fable the Mirror Breaker, just an incredibly powerful card. It can help fix our mana and curve us into Aang at the Crossroads. So this is sort of the main point of the deck. When it enters, you get to look at 5 cards and then put a creature mana value 4 or less. So if we hit Vizier, we can copy the Aang with a new name, and then hopefully eventually we can find a Spark Devil and then just keep cloning our Aang over and over again. Get a big board of 3/3s. It's also just a solid value card. When it flips, you get a decent threat. You get a Sarah Angel that starts earthbending. So yeah, since we already have Spark Double, I have some Quintorius. You can sort of loop with those. Trying new cards with Avatar Aang and Toph. This deck has a lot of spells, so you can earthbend a bunch with this. And I can pick up Divide by Zero. We have a Beza as an elemental for Risen Reef, an Appa to sort of blink reset our board. We are a Yorion deck, so this is sort of like another Yorion. Um, yeah, and then of course Omnath to go with some Fabled Passages in the mana base growth spiral to help us ramp. So yeah, the mana is not perfect as you'd expect for a 4-color deck, but hopefully we can work on that and get it to a better place. In the sideboard, we got Mascot Exhibition. This is just dudes. So if you just want threats on the board, you can get this. This is a Disenchant, Rampant Growth. Uh, this is like a Boiling Earth slash a deal 4. Bounce spell, you get to draw if you bounce your own thing, so it works well with Professor Risen Reef. A shock. But yeah, this card ends up just being like a Flame Tonkabu, a Mana War, like an Eternal Witness. It just does, it's so much value for a 2-drop. It's really powerful with the lessons, even though you have to give up sideboard slots. I don't think, like I said, I don't think you need to use all these sideboard slots, but this is one of the more powerful ones in my opinion. Seismic Sense lets us look at X cards, where X is the lands we have, so it's pretty easy to find an Aang or an Omnath or whatever the hell you want. And then this is another solid one where you can airbend your own creature to save it, or just have it as a removal spell for an attacking creature. Other than that, we got some Clarions to deal with, fast decks. We've got Leyline Binding just to interact with permanents. This card could be in the main deck, but we got to fit the new cards and the learn cards, and then Voice of Victory for decks with counter spells. So that is the list. Gonna record some matches, and yeah, if you guys want the list, I'll try to leave a Moxfield link, and I will see you all in the games. All right. Don't think we can keep this one. So normally my opponent plays blue-black control, which could be a bit tough. We don't have any like Cavernous Souls. If I had Cavernous Souls in my deck, it would help a lot. But sometimes these decks don't play that many counter spells, so maybe we can resolve some stuff. Try to get ahead that way. Alright, slow start, but my opponent picks up a bit. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I want to shuffle that away or not. So I guess I'm going to jam the Quint. They haven't done any card drawing, and they didn't counter the Fable. We have like a negate. Okay. So do I have to do this? Up to one, so I can just know this. I think I'd rather just have my guy in play. I mean, I could get a 2-mana Fable. That's not that bad, but... Alright, I think we just rock with what we got. Maybe Shielded Edict's gonna clear the Quint, but... I guess this isn't particularly valuable against blue-black. It could come up, though. Narset, sure. So I'm gonna get commit memory next turn, but I have divide by 0. Do I ever need double red? Not really. Okay. another fatal push. That's kind of annoying. I should have just learned for a shock. I guess they can't really do things the exact way they want to. Okay, so they have commit, but they have to discard it or whatever. Let's just attack. I mean, we can have two Quintoriuses in play as well. So there's an Aang. It's potentially better. It's a little more exciting, and it's the new card. I guess I can brick, though, is the issue. But it's more fun, so let's do it. Okay, so that's going to give me 2 triggers, and then I can blink it EOT because of the air bending. I guess I'll just get this. I don't know. Alright, here we go. We got a bunch of stuff. So what? This is going to draw me cards. Dig through time. So they could sweep the board. I can clear Narset, though. Not that worried about the Gyre lock. Still have a Planeswalker in play. They use all their mana. I have Spark Double. Double Quint. And then we also get to Soul Herder every turn. Educk, sure. Okay, let's go here. I just want another Quint, right? Maybe it's better to get a creature, but what do I want now? Oh, this doesn't hit Planeswalkers. Of course it doesn't. I'm an idiot. Well, shit. Do I want to minus again? I think I have the need for it. Okay. New cards. Whoopsies. Let's grab this, I guess. Maybe this can save a creature later. No, I mean, I get Narset locked? Yeah, I think I can. So I'm going to lose my hand, but I still have the board, right? They would have to have Gaia reached and then... Because they should have the commit memory in hand, right? This is going to let me air bend a bunch. Or earth bend, excuse me. But not anymore, it's thought seized. I guess their plan is to deck me. I think I just need to prioritize these quints and I'll be fine. Didn't manage my mana very well, but that's okay. So let's double attack Narset. Doesn't do anything, right? Okay, Narset's dead. I can have a protection spell. I guess we'll just get a reef. Did not remember I have a Yorion, but I don't know if that's ever going to come up. Okay, there's a divide. Double mana, so let's just go for the reef. Draw a million cards. Spark double gives me a quint. Plus Alright, your turn. Yeah, this is disgusting. Like I said, I don't know if this is a good matchup or not, but we are definitely doing things. That is for sure. Cast Shark Tail. Okay. All right. Well, value was accrued. Victory was something. We got it. We won. I don't know what words I'm trying to say. Do I want Leyline Binding? I don't think this is actually good against blue-black. They could have the Owl in their deck. The Owl's kind of good against my deck because I do search. I don't think I'm ever tutoring this from the sideboard anyway. All right, what the hell do I want to take out? Maybe just like clone stuff. It's not that important. The Ascension ended up being decent. Not sure how important it is, but it does do stuff. I could just have more rampant growths. No, this is fine. Okay, run this. Yeah, like I said, like sometimes these blue-black decks just don't have that many counters. I just played all my things and they all resolved, so maybe that'll happen again. Post board is going to be way less likely because obviously they get to retune their deck and just have more counter spells. I might be getting like Mystical Disputed and whatnot, and it'll make my life harder. Against blue-black, I guess I'm just going to keep. This hand's kind of mopey, but I have lands and spells. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they have 4 Thoughtseize post board. But this deck's sweet at least. I mean, it probably has a lot of structural issues, but if you like value, this is a decent deck for you. Yeah, some Caverns post board would be nice. Are we just firing this off? No? Okay. All right. Consulting, we are consulting. Well, my hand is a bit awkward. We've drawn a lot of the clones that we want to hit off of our AANG, which is part of the problem with this deck versus a control deck. Is like, if this doesn't resolve and you draw the wrong parts, it's going to be a bit rough. Card is very good against my deck. If I can't kill that, it might be tough. Turn instant or sorcery, so I can't get anything back with this. Gust. I guess I can bottom it. Beza when they have more lands than me. No, we just get to resolving. Alright, please hit good stuff. Thank you. Boom. Bang. Alright, we'll take it. Matter. Cool. Okay, what should I learn for? Mana. I have 5 right now. Yeah. I need a card that can blow up Narset. I don't know if there's a lesson that does that. There's a white one that just like is like a beast within, but alright, if they don't sweep me, we've got a big board. Uh-oh. That looks like a confident sweeper. Meat hooking again. This is -1 though, right? No. Okay, well, fuck my life. That's bad. Alright. Yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? What I knew they had this. Okay, I'm embarrassed. Sorry, I didn't look. Another Narset. All right, sure. Land is kind of nice. I don't have the extra green, so I guess I go Beza. They have 6. I have 5, so I can't shock to gain life. That's fine though. For treasure. It's a bit awkward. This card probably. I mean, we're just trying new cards or whatever, but this one maybe shouldn't be in our deck. It's kind of bad if you don't draw Divide by 0, right? Yep. Love just some Haste Idiot. I could just have a Haste Idiot versus these Narsets. My life would be much easier. So I can get a Roots, and then get a Thingy. Recast a spell Earthbend 1. I could peck this Narset, but I don't have the mana. I have a treasure. I guess we'll do it on the mountain. I don't draw. I mean, I don't draw Fang either way, so. Choose a card to discard. I could just not get this, right? Okay. I'm gonna make this mountain animated. Green, blue, red. Yep. Another sweeper is probably spells doom. We'll see though. You just tell. Certain. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a card draw spell. Maybe I can't tell. I feel like when the blue-black player starts tapping stuff quickly, you're like, oh, they have the best thing. Otherwise, they're just in the tank trying to decide how to navigate a board. Yeah, yeah. Unlucky. Still stuck with the 3 clones we've had in our hand. Gust, sure. Wouldn't hate a Fable, I guess. We could just Yorion straight up. They have 5 cards, though. I don't think I'm in that big of a rush. Okay, bud. If they play a Narset, I'll just scoop. That's maybe good enough to get me to scoop. Card draw spell. Just there's a lot of things where I'm just like, I'm out. That's a show of strength. All right, you got me. My hand's 4 clones. I drew all my clones. You got me. Swept my board. I drew my clones. Well, we already boarded out a clone. Binding's like a decent punish if they cast Typhoon, which appears to be their plan. What else does Binding do though? It doesn't really do anything else. All right, we just go again. But, I mean, win or lose, it's been a cool match. Sometimes with these long matches, I'll end up making like a shorter video, but ideally the long match is not painful. Like I love this opponent because they always are playing the game. Like Moto, like it's so awful when you play against someone on Moto and they just are not willing to play against you. They're just like doing 100 other things or whatever, and it's dreadful. But this person, they were maybe AFK for a minute at the start, which is like understandable. Um, but I appreciate when people play the game with me. All right, so this hand's awkward. I think I need to keep though. And we're getting forest. I could get mountain honestly, and just forsake this spiral. The spiral's not that good. It's a redraw. But I want to get voice into play, and then I want to resolve fable. So we're just gonna hope for untap land, and I think we're gonna gem the voice, force a main phase fatal push unless they thought sees me, and then go from there. Ah, shit. Well, that changes a lot. So one thing about the sideboard is we could have the colorless lesson that gains 2 life and gets a basic. It's much worse than rampant growth, but it doesn't cost green mana, so yeah. I guess I'm still gonna get a mountain. I'm not sure. I can just loot with this 2/1. Fuck. Darn. That's not what I wanted. Well, at least got a 2/1. Oh, damn. We'll take it. Like I said, this mana base, not the best. Not the most perfect. We're trying out here. Yep. Well, that's not a particularly strong play. Neither was ours. Their hand might have just been 2 lands. Maybe this is to find a land. Or they're just like, their hand is a bunch of card draw and they want to use their mana. Alright. Tapped force right on time. Please and thank you. Okay. I think I want to redraw it. It's a bit scary, but like, I don't know. I need to get, my goal is to get a Fable going and then just leave up Divides. It's clunky, it's awkward, my cards are expensive, yada yada yada. I did Shock to play around Censor, which they had, but they had Gust too, so didn't matter. This looks like Consult mana, so it's gonna be hard to win a game where they resolve a Consult here. But I just have to suck it up. They might just spend their turn countering anyway, but they're not under that much pressure. I'm getting them to 8. Maybe run it back. Yep. Well, that should be the ball game. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that card at this point. We'll see, though. Maybe they don't have dig through time. Yeah. Fair enough. We just had a slow start. They had a really good start. They got the Thoughtseizer voice. We drew Fable Passage instead of untap land, and we didn't get to resolve Fable. They had Gust change. They got to resolve a charge because, well, they had double Gust. We're stuck on 4 mana, and then of course they have dig. All right. That was a sweet match, to be honest. I mean, the last game sucked, but everything else was pretty interesting. So, GG's to the opponent. It was nice playing against him. Yeah, GG's. All right, we get to go first. I have a Yorion. I have a shitty 2-drop and a bunch of bad lands. Easiest keep of my life. Please don't Thoughtseize me. Please stop Thoughtseizing me, opponents. And if you do Thoughtseize, may I have good fortune in my draws. Because I deserve them. Because I'm me, and me should win. Are we AFK? Did I blow it? Did I hit start recording too soon? This card is sweet, man. I don't know if it's like good enough for Pioneer, but it is. There's something about this with the new lessons that just makes me happy. It brings me joy. It's just value. It doesn't seem too OP. It seems potentially strong. Comes at a cost of sideboard slots, which I appreciate. I like 1 mana cards. I like 2 mana creatures. I like double spelling. I like looting. Sure, I like cores too. Cores are tight. Fuck yeah, cores. It's fun. Very, very fun. You know, it's not fun? My opponent being AFK. But at least I know that when my opponent is AFK, they can't play a turn 1 Hardfire Hero. It's just not allowed. Alright, they weren't gone that long. Let's go Montagna. And not draw Growth Spiral and be embarrassed. Ninjas, okay. Be interesting. So I'm probably going to get a shock here. Reef. Like 1 shock, please. Please don't play 2 Mockingbirds. Oh no. Happening. It's too late. One Mockingbird. I think this card kind of sucks, but if you exactly have it on 1 and do this, well, it's great. You're a genius for putting it in your deck. But this doesn't happen. Kind of embarrassing. Okay. No point in shocking anymore. Do I want to trade this? Does that accomplish anything for me? I guess. I mean, what else am I going to do? They might not even block. Well, if they have triple Fairy Miscreant into Kaito, then they're better than me at Magic, and I will just lose. Alright, land's nice. I mean, maybe I can catch up versus that. This not hitting Planeswalker is kind of unfortunate. But I probably can't catch up versus that. We'll see, though. I've got Reef. This is an Elemental. There's nothing. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's have Mutavault up. I have a shock, though. Guess we'll go for beats. Five cards. Didn't really check the life totals. It worked out, but I probably should have done that. Okay, let's play Beta. I don't really know how many counters this deck even plays. I actually am kind of unaware how this deck's built. Okay, so I want to stack this. It's just a removal spell. I'm chilling. Oh, it's Stifle? Sure. Okay. Also fine. Oh, they stifled the Reef. Okay. I think I can just chill. Well, I mean, as good as it was to just have 2 mana, 1 mana, 1/1 draw card, they didn't really do anything else. I would say I have the board. I could just shock one of these. I can save this. I'd probably rather just shock the 3/2. You got me. Ninjutsu. Well, I could blow this up just to deny a card. Okay. Well, yeah, not unlocking my reef is a bit awkward. What can I learn for if I copy the professor? And for a bounce spell, not that important. I could airbend. Are we just basing again? I could also just Omnath. Omnath seems hard for them to beat. I don't really need another baser, right? Okay, we have Ottawara up. We got a big old board. They're 9. We have an Omnath that they probably have to answer because they can't really race. Cloning, that's fine. Yeah, this deck with and without Kaido is just, it's a very different beast. I get how it could beat people. Like, they have, like, all of these have redrawn. But if I just killed this Miscreant on turn 1 or whatever, like, I don't think it would have been close. Okay, big 2. Ninjutsu, sure. I could bounce this. Guess I'll do that. Okay. Shock. A little bit of air bending. Or earth bending, excuse me. Will attack you with my monsters. Alright, well. Let's get the extra counter because we cast a lesson, which is nice. 2/2 greater than 1/1. Alright, you have 1 life. I have 5 bodies. You are playing blue-black ninjas. You have a sweeper. That's foul. You don't. Probably dead. You can also spark double this to get back another shock, and then I'll get to earthbend 2 times. I won't really have the mana, but I can make this very large. And it also just is going to remove a blocker, obviously. Yep. Yeah, people need to try this with Drunith. One of the decks I built in the 57 or 50 deck video or whatever was a blue-green deck with Fairy Miscreant, where like if you just cast it with the Drunith, obviously it's pretty damn good. And do similar stuff in blue-green. Alright. One has all the free cards. Doesn't matter. No. You have 3 blockers. I have 4 attackers. Great. Okay. Ninjas. Well, a scary matchup, but we did not get Kaito'd, so I'm going to put in these Deafening Clarions. I don't think I need Voice. It's okay. And then I could have Binding, honestly, just for Kaito. The other stuff's kind of cumbersome anyway. I'm down. one of the issues with Kaito is like just gonna hit and then use its ability. It's gonna have hexproof, so you can't binding it on their turn. And then like if they plus it and their deck is a bunch of mutavolts and ninjas and things that copy ninjas, the anthem doesn't go away. Like Kaito is just such a busted card. Oh, I'm 82. What did I do? Oops. Sorry. Ranting about Kaido for the 1000th time. I think Kaido probably lands in a decent space for Pioneer because it's just like toxic play patterns are just like the nature of the beast in bigger formats. Um, and it like relatively, it's just to me, it's just like a fable. It's an unholy annex. It's just one of those cards where like you're just gonna play a game of Magic where it happens to you, and you're like, I can't win. I'm just dead. My opponent just cast a card on the play that is just worth too many cards, and now I can't come back because I'm going second. But in Pioneer, you can also just get combo killed on turn 3 or whatever, so not as big of a deal. The blue black deck's intriguing though. Like every time I look at it, every time I look at a list, I'm like, there's no way this is the best way to build it. But people pretty consistently play all the ninja stuff. I wonder if there's some sort of balance. Like structurally, I really like the way the standard decks are built. I think in Pioneer you have to become a little bit leaner, but like I think the Siren is just very good. People sometimes play 1, most of the time play 0, I think. But it enabling Fatal Push is such a big deal. It's just a solid raid. I think everyone plays the stun counter Merfolk though. That card's good. Yeah, it's a fun deck to play. Fairy Miscreant's also just awesome. Like I think that's its name. I don't. That's another one where like I kind of doubt that card is actually good when people play like Phoenix and stuff. You get into really bad spots where like you just play one on turn 1 and then your opponent goes like Mountain Go and you can't play a clone. I mean, you can play a clone, but they're just gonna shock your fairy and all your cards suck and nothing. You just don't get anywhere. Okay, perfect hand. Oh boy. Uh, that's unreal. Okay, well we just it could have kept 7 and been much happier. Same plus shared roots draw, but whatever. We're getting Thoughtseize after a mull of 5. Of course we are. Nope, it's Cecil. Thank God. All right, well, if we don't draw Forest, we're dead anyway. So draw Spiral's the perfect draw. So all right, maybe we don't need 2 plans. Maybe we just play 1. Yep. This is another one where like this card's cool. I'm not gonna hate on this card, but like, is this the best we can do? I don't know. All right, well, we have all our colors, but we're definitely on the back foot against the deck that has the color blue in it. So things might not resolve, but we'll see. Deal 1 to all their stuff is cute, but I think I have to take the shock and just assume my guy's gonna die. I can pick off one of their creatures. Then maybe we can catch up. Spell Piercer, that's just foul. That is foul activity. Okay, and we're still probably dead, but damn. Well, really needed a land. Guess I just need to go after the biggest thing. Hopefully on the play we can just not mulligan to 5 and die. We'll call it. They got us. Okay. Please give me a hand that doesn't contain a singular planes and a bunch of cards that are the other colors in Magic. I would appreciate it in Magic Online. Thank you. I mean, our mana is pretty sus. I should spend more time trying to reconstruct the mana base. I think I just ported one over from some list online, and I doubt it's the best. Shit. I'm gonna keep. I'll just get ran over. It's fine. I accept my fate. I'm tired of mulliganing. This is a hand that's good against Thoughtseize. It's very rare that I'm like, oh yeah, Thoughtseize me, hell yeah. This hand is actually good against Thoughtseize. But leaving the Fable, I probably have to jam Wreath. I think it's, I don't know. It's a tough spot. Like maybe it is better to take a Reef just because of them stacking. But I'm gonna assume that they can probably kill one of these. And if they leave me with Fable, then maybe they're just trying to pierce me. So we'll see. I'm probably gonna play the Reef either way, no matter what they take. Oh, sweet. What should I learn for? Just shock, right? I think it's always shock against this deck. I can even leave this back to, I guess if they're gonna have the stun guy. So if they have the stun guy, I can play the Fable. I don't worry about Pierce. Mockingbird. For 1? Sure. What the hell is that about? They want to push my guy? Like, why are you leaving up a black? Fine with trading. Maybe it's a no blocks into Kaito, which I don't really mind. I guess no blocks, Kaito plus fatal push is maybe decent from their perspective, but still not really that bad. So if I reef, no, I just have to fable. Overthinking it. So no push. So when they Kaito me, I can just eat it. Seems like from this spot, they're probably done. We'll see what they can come up with. And plus it. I guess plussing it, it lives, but. Sure. What would I want to even discard here? I could just discard Spark Double. I don't know what I'm looking for, though. Leyline Binding, maybe? I don't mind the... I can't Omnath. Or I can't leave up Shock and Omnath. We're definitely Omnathing here, right? So is it just land Omnath? Yeah, I just saved treasure. No, because these are all the 3 colors. So I have to go white, red, and then these 2. I can sandbag the Beseiju if I want. That was a decent turn. That was a decent turn. Okay, so all the things are getting +2/+2, which means I can't shock anything. It's a ninja. I do have Beseiju. So they're gonna Mockingbird the Mutavault. I'm trying to think if they can save the Kaito. Double Mockingbird? Jesus. Okay, so I need to just not die to 3 Mutavolts. They do have black mana up though, so I guess they can maybe just save the Kaito and I will end up losing this game. I mean, their hand has to be like push or the other thing. I mean, they can only block, so it has to be. No, I don't think they can save the Kaito. I just have to beat the Mutavolts, which should be easy, I think. So if I cast Spark Double, even if they go for the throat, I don't really care. All right, I think we're good. I have 22 life. I have Beseiju for a Mutavault. I don't really know. I mean, what are they attacking me for? 12? I get the block. You're very dead on board, my friend. Nice, my guy, sure. Right, well, they know I have this, and I just kick it. Die. I can also Beseiju this, I guess, but. Alright, GG's. Another sweet match. Alright, this deck's been fun. This looks cool. You want to bust out your Omnaths, you can do that. All right. Cool. Nice. GG's. All right. The value continues. I keep in my hand. Please don't Thoughtseize me. You would think that my deck would be good against Thoughtseize, but it turns out that since all the cards you get to play after you Thoughtseize are broken now, that Thoughtseize is much better than it used to be. Before you like Thoughtseize people and I don't know. Like the old Pioneer did, we would have begged for a Dark Confidant. Now that shit's not even playable in Standard, so. We got Fables, we got Annexes, we got Kaitos. Something's gonna come through and just ruin my life. All this Omnath shit doesn't matter. Oh no, don't counter him. So third blue-black deck. Played against blue-black control, blue-black ninjas, and now whatever the hell this is. Good start though. A little awkward because it's tap land, but I have a divide. Oh, it's whoa. Okay, we're fine. We have Omnath, right? We're not gonna die. Gaze. Alright. I don't know what this could be. It's gotta be like Narcomoeba trash, right? Oh, you don't Thoughtseize me. What is this? You can't not Thoughtseize me and then Thoughtseize me. That's fucked up. What are we taking? Divide over Omnath is crazy work, really. I'm getting Thoughtseized again. Okay. That makes it. What the? They really want to resolve something next turn. I don't know what it is, but they really want to resolve it. I can take a removal spell. I think I'm just gonna take. I don't also even take a rampant growth, but let's just take this. So like this card is probably gonna be pretty nice against decks like this, where like it doesn't give you a lot of power out of one card. Like even if my opponent puts a bunch of prize amalgams or whatever into play, I can keep up. Oh, it's Soul Flare. Huh. That's scary. Well, no indestructible or lifelink just yet. They could gaze into it and then Soul Flare this turn, I guess. We're hoping to dodge indestructible flying. Lifelink hexproof. Okay, well, that's the same. Shit, that was a really insane mill for my opponent. Unlucky, I guess. Yeah. We have a few turns, and I drew a very good card. Let's go here. Maybe we could erase this. That's very funny. I would like. Oh my god. This is disgusting. This is just really funny. So it doesn't have indestructible, which means I can attack, but it has double strike, so. Alright. Let's do everything ever. These are red. Do I want more Omnaths? I guess we'll just keep hanging. Beza. Toph gives me divide, but divide is just too late because of the hexproof. I guess I can divide my own thing though. Well, win or lose, that was a good turn. A solid turn. So they're gonna go to 24? And then they block my 5. Damn it. Come on, man. Did we have lethal? 3, 7, 17, 25. They were at 18 to 24. So I had lethal if they didn't have interaction. Wait, can I just block this? This is funny. I can technically just block it. If they have spot removal, it's kind of bad, but... So they have spot removal. Still kill it. Right? Holy cow. This deck is crazy. If they're not dead, we can Yorion. Alright, -2. Well, we could have Yorioned all of this, and then probably killed them just with Omnath damage, because I think with the Reef triggers, we're probably going to get to another thingy. So, alright. Deck is something. Soul. Don't have Graveyard Hate. Okay, this one's going to be tough. I guess I want the Binding. This is good if they don't do Hexproof, but they do Indestructible. Clarion's for like Deep Cavern Vat. I guess he can kill Caryatid or whatever. Do I want Clarion? I guess I want this too because it can reset. I think because of the professors, I could probably just kill the bat enough of the time. The hell do I not want here? I'm gonna take out like we could take out a new card. These new cards are kind of whatever. That's fine. We'll just take out Beza. Leave the new cards in. I mean, they've been fine, right? Like, Toph has kind of done stuff. It is nice with Divide by Zero, I guess, but it's really clunky. It's kind of slow. The Earthbending's cute, but I don't think that's a card that I would play in the deck going forward. I think there's probably spots to play it, but it's likely not a Pioneer playable card. I don't think. Maybe you could do it, like, maybe you want it in some weird Jeskai Ascendancy deck. Like, maybe just getting back Treasure Cruise with it is really strong. I don't know. But here it is. Do I want to keep this greedy hand? I don't think I need to. I can get Thoughtseize, which is annoying, but I need a hand that is functional, I believe. This is Naya in blue. Go like that. Professor has looked very, very good in my games, though. I think that this is a Pioneer playable card now. Maybe the fact that you lose the sideboard slots means it's not worth it, but if there's anything we learned with Companion, it's that it's not that big of a deal. And in most decks, you can probably just play 2 lessons and it'll be good enough. So, obviously in our deck we have kind of going the distance and playing as many as I can, but like this one I could already just see cutting it. It just doesn't really matter, especially when you have Yorion in your deck. Alright, well, we mulligan, we got Thoughtseize. My opponent mulligan to 5, though. Which, you know, sounds like a very good thing, but they could easily just cast a card that mills themselves and then soul flare me, and the game will just be over. Yeah, my mana works, and I have enough lands, so we can keep this to cycle. Sort of wish I kept both cycling lands, but is what it is. Didn't know I was getting Thoughtseized. Jesus. Okay. Oh, okay. So my opponent's doing extra nonsense. They've got the blue-black living end guy in their deck too. My opponent's deck is very weak against Graveyard Hate. Unfortunately, we don't have Graveyard Hate. We just have a pile of random lessons. They did mull to 5. And even if they living end me, I get this thing back, so not that bad. Reef is a good battling Thoughtseize card. Alright, well. We're hitting our land drops, they're not. We have a Yorion, they do not. Thoughtseize away, my friend. You cannot Thoughtseize my Yorion just yet. Okay. Oh no, that's scary. Do you find a Soul Flare? Can I beat a Soul Flare if they hit, like, Juice again? Probably not. Maybe, I mean, we did some disgusting things last game. Urborg Scavenger, okay. There's a land, so maybe they have Reanimate the board. Which makes playing the Yorion worse, but I think I should still do it. Like, they could easily just gaze, untap land. Their last card is Reanimate, Mill Creature. Reanimate rat the board, I get Professor, they get Scavenger. Blah, blah, blah. Lose my Yorion. But still, I mean, I am drawing cards off the reef. And if they don't do that, then we have more pressure. So, if I had to guess, their card in hand is the blue-black Spider-Man card. But maybe not. Is it's Samet. Untap land shock. Show me the thing. Unlucky. And by unlucky, I mean very predictable and kind of scripted and obvious. And we'll see what we can do to beat it. So they're going to get double demons. Yeah, we can't beat this. They'll get haste. They milled a Samet too, which is really lucky. Alright. Well, that was a good mull to 5 for the opponent. Rest in peace. Just annihilates their deck, but we don't have any of those. Yep. Unfortunate. It's a cool take on the Soul Flare that deck, though, including the living end stuff. I really don't enjoy that they just jam combos into standard 24/7. But for a format like Pioneer, I think those types of things fit decently well. Where, like, you know, I mean, Greasefang's pretty miserable, but it is... I've talked about it a lot, where it does sort of check all the boxes of interaction points. I think the living end demon stuff is like there's enough moving parts that it's acceptable to be in the format. All right. It's an extremely good mulligan to 5, by the way. Did my opponent living end me on turn 4? I don't think so. I think they missed some land drops. But they double Thoughtseized me, and then they just used a gaze, milled like perfectly, and then combo killed me with Samet plus give all the demons haste. All right, we have double Fable for Thoughtseize, and then we can turn 4 Aang, potentially. Obviously, this can just get Thoughtseize, but no Thoughtseize. Brutality me. Take my spell. Joke's on you. Joke is on you. Table's also good against this. Like, I can just discard this, I guess, if I wanted to, just to have it in the yard. So Jeskai and then green. Do I want double green? Do I want double anything? The only card I have is double white. Doesn't really matter. Blue green. I guess white is a little bit awkward. It doesn't matter. Okay. Just calling my opponent's things. You control. So if living end goes off, I don't think this gets to clone anything if it's in the yard. Sure. Okay. Well, they've got all the things. Probably just have, what's it called? Be sad and dead. I guess I can discard Aang, right? Do I discard Reef? Yeah. We'll just set up our board to maybe be able to win. I guess I might just die. I'm probably going to die to the demons, but maybe they don't do it next turn. Getting turn 4 killed through a double brutality whiff is kind of disgusting, but what can you do? I probably don't die, right? I can block the Samet. I get double demons. These are 12 plus the 4. Okay. So, now I get a bunch of life. There's nice insurance. Appa, do anything? Yeah, the life means it's that much less likely I die when they do the combo thing, and then maybe I can just Aang the board. It's also as relevant if they soul flare me. Alright, it looks like their deck is just shooting the bed this time. There's a binding. Two. I need to leave up binding. I think I'm supposed to just reef. I guess I could have Airbender Ascension by Omnath. I don't know if that does. I mean, I just recast it. Just a redraw. Yeah, I think Reef is just better then. I also was mana short. Okay. It's a very stressful game. I wish I could have, like, if I could have found a fetch land, they'd probably just die, right? It's 8 damage here. Yeah, no extra land here is pretty tough. Maybe my deck needs more lands. By that argument. A Sultai card, I didn't expect that. Yeah, we might just die. We'll see. I mean, I can clean up the board. Let's see. Yep. So this is... This one is not going to get flying. Nice. Nice. Should have made it non-legendary, but it doesn't really matter. It's a lot of stuff. So I can airbend to these expensive cards. I guess I just get boomerang basics. They also will just die if they attack too much. They're just dead either way. They're flying. I have a bounce. I mean, they don't know they're dead. I have 3 removals though, so they can't block in the air. All right, cool. They living ended us, and we ended up with more creatures than them. AANGS at the Crossroads. Kind of a crazy, crazy card. So trading for the salmon is fine, right? Because this one's gonna flip, and it's gonna give me Archimedes 2. It just doesn't matter. 12. 18. So this attack leaves them dead on board, no? Right, maybe. They played a land? They know I have the unsummon. It's not flying, right? Yeah. They're very dead. Bounce that. Find that. Airbend that. Attack you. Alright, nice. Yeah, this deck's sweet. Opponent's deck was cool too. I've had some fun matches. GG's.